skeletons stack up and stun, and it's just really, really good. Alright, we're going to see if we can punish this here with that. Very nice. Oh! Oh! That was actually really, really good. I didn't know you could do that. That's good. That's really, really good. You can't do the... I don't think you can do the ultimate after Flamethrower. So we'll just go with this. And he's very low. Oh! Alright, so today we're doing Spirit Fire. Because it did get a buff. You can now use, you know, the combo extender and aerial and, you know, Flame Pillar and Will of Fire in a row. Before you couldn't do that if your extender was on cooldown. But we've got that, and then we've got that as our guard break, and Shinten Raiho for a bunch of extra damage. You could also use Kurotsugi. It's a little bit better at evasive baiting as well, but it takes too long, and I don't want to edit every time, you know, like speed it up every time I use it. But the stats are 220 Vitality, 350 Spirit. And then for the accessories, we have Creeping Hunger with Sniper, Flower Cloak with Sniper, Flower Consaiken with Sniper, True Legendary Torn Outfit with Boxer, and Mongrel's Mask with Spirit Resistance. Alright, and for the gems, we have Reapo and Flame Slash, Ikaro and Sakatsui, which is that little, like, this move. Ikaro on Will of Fire, and Ikaro and Shinten Raiho, and then Reapo on Fire Pillars as well. But yeah, let's get into ranked. Alright, we got our first match here on San Mateo, but I think we'll be fine. Let's just go for the extender, get the evasive out. We also have Battle Instinct, so we have Prodigy on it, so we get a little bit more spirit damage. It's so hard to play on this ping. Alright, maybe I can punish that. Alright, nice. Okay. Well, oh well. My game is laggy, that's my excuse. Alright, there we go. So you can push block into Shinten Raiho, and you can see it does 500 damage on its own. That's what I'm talking about, and that's where the snipers really come into play. Because they all affect it. You're getting 500 damage on that move alone. Like, that's just ridiculous. Alright, let's do this. I know it's not going to hit, but he's pretty low, so I kind of just want to end it with Will of Fire Raw. But it didn't work for me there. Alright, let's wait for him to come back down, and then hopefully that hits. Yeah, nice. So they did make Sakatsui like do the dash automatically. You used to be able to choose whether you wanted to do the little dash first or not, but they made it do it automatically, which was actually probably a good change, because it's kind of hard to, you know, press V every time you want to use a move in a certain way, and it, you know, it has a very short cooldown, so it would get obnoxious. I'm gonna go for an uppercut here. Okay. I'm gonna go for a guard break. And actually, I think that's kind of crazy with Sakatsui. If you get perfect blocked, like, you don't get stunned. Yeah, you can still, you know, block before they can M1 you. So it's an unperfect blockable move, basically. And it guard breaks. So it's probably one of the best guard breaks in the game, with that being said. So really, really good. Let's just go in so we can just ultimate and end it. Yep, GG's. Alright, we're on NA this time. That's good. And show what the build can really do. Alright, we're gonna go for this. Even if we don't get the guard break, it just does some good damage anyway. So let's do this, and then let's try and bait his evasive out. Sweet. And then we're going to get caught by Raw Sakotsu. Oh, I'm bad. Alright, we're not going to evasive here. That worked out for us. And then let's do down slam into this, and then we'll go Will of Fire afterwards. You can also do Flame Pillar into the extender. Like, that is an option. But you know, usually you're not going to, because that means you need a raw uppercut. Because that's the only way you confirm that move is with a raw uppercut. Or something that brings you in the air, like Flame's Extender, that I completely missed. Okay. Well, hopefully he does the same thing again. Okay, he didn't do the same thing again. He didn't give us a combo. Alright, so the thing about Sakatsui is it also only guard breaks if you're like right next to it. You have to be like really close to them for it to actually guard break, because if you're too far away it just won't. But let's just pot mode. Yeah, I think it kind of sucks because you can no longer do aerial tandem into Will of Fire. Oh, GG's. So like I was saying, with all of the like aerial tandem nerfs to stop with the like second extenders and stuff, you can no longer do aerial tandem into Will of Fire, which does kind of suck for, you know, because if you're strength, now you're just not using Will of Fire. You're just using maybe the flame extender, but mostly you're just using it for the mode. He jumped over his shot there. All right, let's go for this. Fighting a duality user, but he doesn't know that I am the #1 duality player of all time, so I'm gonna have no problem against him. Alright, just don't look at that. Don't look at that. I'm rusty. I haven't been able to play in a few days, alright? So chill. Alright, so let's do... I do kind of want to get a raw uppercut just so I can do the thing. Let's go for an M2. That's... okay. Well, my uppercut was on cooldown. Let's just do a push block into this and miss. Alright, let's take this heal. I want some of this heal. And then we're going to go with this. Do that. We can kind of like sometimes do something off that. Because you have no end lag. When you have no end lag like that, you have a lot of options. So let's go for this. Nice. And then we'll down slam into Fire Pillar. Into Will of Fire. That's going to do some good damage. Do even more if we had our Battle Instinct up. Alright, let's go for this. Free damage, and it heals us because we have Ichor on it. Let's just go ahead and pop mode even though we're full health. Because we have HOS anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Just evasive here, and then we'll go with our ultimate, which does an insane amount of damage, by the way. And GG's. A few months ago, I think it's probably been about 3 or 4 months now, I did try and do like Spirit Fire. I never ended up posting it because it was like actually just so boring. I also didn't have HOS, so you know, there was just not much interesting about the build. But now it actually feels like it's fun to use. It actually feels good. So I'm glad that they made the changes that they did. I think what was really holding it back, you know, was the fact that you couldn't do this into that and then still be able to use, or you couldn't do the extender and then do aerial tandem into, not aerial tandem, flame pillar into Will of Fire, because it would like mess with the global cooldown or something. But now that's fixed and it's much more enjoyable to play. Alright, let's go for, I'm actually gonna go for the raw Will of Fire because it might work. If there wasn't a wall there, we might have been able to get an uppercut or get something off of it, but that's okay. We're not like super glassy on this build either. We do some decent damage, but we're not glassy. You can see that's Sakatsui's just so free to throw out. It's really nice to use, really nice move. Oh, that's okay. That's what I'm doing wrong, is because I don't have this on my toolbar. Let's go for an uppercut here. Nice. Okay, we're not gonna be able to get anything off of this, but good perfect dodge. I'm going to go for an M2, just because I wanted to do Shinten Raiho, but Shinten Raiho you have to do all 5 M1s unless you're on Greatsword, so I couldn't do it in the air there. Let's just raw it here though. Yeah, it's not hitting the full thing because he was like slightly out of it, but it still did, you know, 350 damage or something, which is just insane for a single move combo ender. It's probably one of the highest damaging moves in the game. It's just really good. Alright, let's see if we can get him with an uppercut here. Ooh, okay, we can get something off this. No uppercut though. Alright, let's just pop mode. we can really pop mode whenever we want. Unfortunately, did get out of it there. What I forget about fire moves is like some of them, or particularly with the ultimate, you can't do it while you're M1ing. Like you have to stop M1ing first. So that messed me up. Let's go with this. I'm gonna go for the M2 because it has huge hitbox. He's running away from the skeletons. In mode, fire is just ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. Because the skeletons stack up and stun, and it's just really, really good. Alright, we're gonna see if we can punish this here with that. Very nice. Oh! Oh! That was actually really, really good. I didn't know you could do that. So I guess if you use it from far away like that, it gives you time to get over there. I mean, most of the time you're not going to have the opportunity to do that in a match, but works. So if you get lucky. Let's just pop HOS. We don't need it for the heal really, but I do kind of want to use the Grand Ray Getsuga just to kill him really quickly, because obviously it's a bypasser. Alright, yeah, this build's much more enjoyable with HOS as well. You could also do, you know, V-Rage if you wanted, because V-Rage, in my opinion, like, this might sound crazy, but I think that V-Rage can be better than HOS. And the reason why is because I've used V-Rage before. It's like, if you know what you're doing with it, you can't die. Because it heals you when you get hits, and the M2 is the freest move in the game to hit, and it's, you know, it's literally an M2, so you just get it constantly, and it's just so good. But you have to really know what you're doing with it, and it's not always the best for every matchup either. That's the other thing, is sometimes, you know, sometimes it's not better, but a lot of the times if you know what you're doing with it, you can make it better. Oh, he jumped over at that time. Alright, let's do, let's go with this. Get some free damage. Alright, we're fine. Let's get our buff up, and then he's gonna go for that. I didn't expect, but I thought he was gonna try and block the clone, and then I was going to see when he goes to block the clone, I want to go for the M2. But that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Alright, he's kind of frying us, but it's alright, we have HOS. We're in HOS. Can't lose. Our Grand Ray Getsuga is almost back, so I'm going to do Roar into Grand Ray Getsuga for a free half his health. And then let's do... Don't have win on that. Perfect dodge that. Go for the extender. Just want to see if maybe I can get him with that. And I did. And that's going to be GG's. Oh, this guy's got claws. Claws are like fast, but that's like it, unless he's using Great Sword, and then his damage is going to be insanely high. Well, let's see. So I always see that move, and I don't know. It looks like a guard breaker to me. And then I unblock, and then I get punished. So yeah, he's on some kind of weapon that's not swords or dagger. I guess once he doesn't have access to dagger anyway. But 60 M1, he's probably on guns, or he's really tanky with great sword. Let's do a feint here. I kind of wanted to just raw this out maybe. Gosh darn, dude, those claws are hard to fight. Alright, let's go with this. Get a little bit of damage. We're definitely gonna have to use our Horn of Salvation here. But let's see if we can out M1 the claws, which is gonna be a little hard because I'm not great at M1ing anyway. Yeah, they're fast. They're hard to. Normally, when somebody feints, you can like catch it before, you know, like I'm blocking M1 before they can M1, but claws are too fast, man. Alright, so let's go. I kind of want to push block into Shinten, but That'll work too. That'll do a ton of damage. Yeah, look at his health. Like, it's just gone. It's definitely gonna be our hardest match so far, though. We'll just do that. Was hoping he'd rush in and walk into that, but he didn't. Okay, and we're almost at mode anyway. Not that we're terribly low, but I'm glad he keeps doing that. I don't know why I mistimed it there, but normally you just get a free combo off of it. Let's just pop our mode, not waste any time. When he gets into mode, it's going to get a little bit more difficult because obviously he's got the iframe dashes. Alright, nice. We were able to punish there. That's good. That's really, really good. You can't do the... I don't think you can do the ultimate after Flame Pillar. So we'll just go with this. And he's very low. Oh! We kind of extended off that. You can kind of extend off that. Low-key. Sometimes, most of the time it just bounces you. But on the times that it doesn't, you can basically combo extend with it. I think. I don't know if it's true. But it seems to work. Come on. One of them hit him. Alright, he perfect dodged it. And of course he's in mode, so he gets iframe dashes anyway. We'll go for this. He's probably going to have a heart. Oh, but he left the game. So yeah, GG's.